Teacher talking sports with those what it do, how we living. If you are a baseball fan, you've probably heard of the Mendoza line. If you go under the Mendoza line, you bat under 200 for the season, named after light hitting shortstop Mario Mendoza, who 5 times in his 9 seasons in the big leagues batted under 200. So, in this video, I'm going to take a look at 10 notable players that potentially could bat under the Mendoza line after the season ends. Regular season is about 100 games deep, give or take 2 or 3 games for each MLB team. So I'll name 10 players, alphabetical order by last name. Guys who have already batted under 200 for a season, I am not including. Those are guys such as Kyle Schwarber, Joey Gallo, and Max Muncy. But let's get into it, starting with one of the more notable guys on here, the Polar Bear, Pete Alonso, 3-time All-Star, NL Rookie of the Year, batting just 204 on the season for the Mets. Really struggled since the All-Star break. We see set an MLB record. Rookie homers, 53 in 2019. Last season finished 8th in NL MVP voting while batting 271. Still has pop in his bat, evidenced by 26 homers, but that 204 batting average, easily a career low. 231 is his previous low. And as before I get into this guy, let me mention that I should have said that in order to be included, you have to have at least 100 at bats this season. And if you did bat under 200 previously in your career, you must have had less than 100 at bats in that season. So let's say a guy was called up for 10 games one season, batted under 200. He was still eligible to be on here. But anyhow, Byron Buxton, he's been a guy, one of the most athletic guys in the league, but very injury prone. Actually, to try to keep him healthy, he's been strictly a designated hitter this season. Hasn't panned out, though, as you see, batting 197 on the year. Ouch. Last season did just bat 224, but 2021 batted 306, albeit in just 61 games, because he's a guy who has only reached triple digits in games once in his 9 seasons in the big leagues. Let's see if he could perk up his bat before the season ends. Next, we got Brandon Crawford, 2-time World Series winner with the Giants, 3-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove winner, batting just 207, currently on the 10-day IL, so we'll stay at 207 until he comes off. Just 2 seasons ago in 2021, he finished 4th in NL MVP voting as he batted 298 that season. I actually batted 204 as a rookie in 2011, but again, just slightly over the Mendoza line as he's currently on the IL. This guy's on the 60-day IL and could be a season-ending injury. That is Josh Donaldson of the Yankees, former AL MVP, batting 142, just reached the 100 at-bat threshold, 106 at-bats on the season, 2015 AL MVP with the Blue Jays. Did bat just 222 last season, but again, way just terrible. He's been booed often for the Yankees, but amazingly, he has 15 hits. 10 of them have been homers. He did bat 156 in his first year in the big leagues, 2010, but that came in just 32 at bats. Next, we have Brandon Lowe. Braves have been one of the best teams in MLB this season. Lowe, not quite as productive as he's been in the past, batting 207 currently. Did miss some time on the IL earlier in the year, but we see 2019 was an all-star, finished 3rd in AL Rookie of the Year, 8th in AL MVP voting 2020, 10th in 2021. This season just batting 207. Last season was a career low at 221. Not looking like the player who hit 39 homers, drove in 99 runs, scored 97 times in 2021. AJ Pollock, first season with the Mariners. He's been a productive hitter throughout his career, and he's batting 273 career average, but just a 173 average in 127 at bats this season. Take a look. Was Not a great season for him last year with the White Sox, but still batted 245. Hit over 300 back-to-back years in 2014 and 2015. The latter of those who was an All-Star. 297 in 2021 with the Dodgers. Just seems like far away from that player he was then. Big G, Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees, batting just 193 on the season. Of course, he's had his injury woes past few years. He's been injured this year. 176 at bats, still showing that pop. One of the most powerful hitters in the game throughout his MLB tenure. 12 homers, 390 for his career. But that 193 average, easily a career low. Well, last season he batted 211, so not far off that. But for the first time in his career, an OPS plus under 100 currently. Big G, 48 games played. Let's see if he can stay healthy and get over that Mendoza line. Jesse Winker, first season with the Milwaukee Brewers, batting 198, 162 at bats, just one home run. I mean, this is a guy who in 2021 was named an All-Star with the Reds, batting 305 with 24 homers. So a far cry from those numbers this season, his first with Milwaukee. And a guy he was traded for, because he played last season for the Mariners, will be named shortly. Patrick Wisdom. Wisdom's never hit for a high average, but he's also never hit under 200 when reaching the 100 at bat threshold. 207 at bats this year, 198 average. Always hit for power, 17 homers. But we see 2019 with Texas, 26 at bats, 4 hits, and 2020 only had 2 at bats. But 2021 and 2022 combined for 53 homers, albeit not at a high average. So again, hitting for power, but again, not for a high batting average. 198, still a 107 OPS plus. So not like he's been a complete minus at the plate due to his pop. And last, a guy that was involved in a trade for Jesse Winker this past offseason. That is Colton Wong of the Seattle Mariners, 2-time Gold Glove winner. Wong was hoping to fill up the hole that has been a void since Robinson Cano left the Mariners at second base. Adam Frazier struggled last season, but you see he's batting 157 in 172 at bats. Career 256 hitter, and has always performed well in the field. In 2019, actually got some downvotes for NL MVP as he batted 285. His first season he did bat 153, but that came in just 59 at bats. So there you have it, 10 notable players who may hit under the Mendoza line after the season ends. Again, I'm a teacher. I want to think positively. I hope all these guys bat above the Mendoza line, although Josh Donaldson may not get a chance. Other guys who could have been included, not quite as notable though. Jacob Stallings, Nicky Lopez, Austin Barnes, Chris Taylor, Rowdy Tellez, Austin Nola, Jake Cronenworth, Willie Adames. Some of those guys were batting a little further above 200, thus why they weren't included. Also, Will Myers, I could have included. He was released by the Reds, hasn't signed with anyone, and he's currently batting under 200. But which of these guys most surprised you being on here? I definitely thought with Byron Buxton strictly being a DH, he could focus fully on his hitting and definitely reach his full potential, and it hasn't happened yet. But anyhow, let's see how the remaining 60 plus games go for all these players. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.